father. Jatayu, the Eagle King's self-sacrifice to rescue Sita. Bharat's devotion to his brother in exile. Krishna and Arjun in the battle of Kurukshetra. Mother of the universe, goddess. One day he purchased a little image and took it quietly up into the attic. A frantic search was made for the missing lad, when at last he was discovered here, sitting self-absorbed before his Ishta, chosen deity. Those days in gentlemen's homes, one would come across these separate hookahs or hubba bubbles for the different castes and for the Hindus and the Muslims. Naren was curious, and one day he took some whiffs from the hookah marked for people of the lower caste. Then he tried, one after the other, the hookah for the Brahmins and the hookah for the non-Brahmins. Men are all alike. Then why are the hookahs different? Thought the young ascetic. What are you doing there, Naren? Oh, Father, I'm just trying to find out how one loses caste. But I can't really find any difference. Oh, you devil.
So the boy grew up into a brave and brilliant, intellectually alert young man. Reverend Hasty, the principal of his college, who had taught Naren, had this to say about him. I have traveled far and wide, but I have never yet come across a lad of his talents and possibilities. He is bound to make a mark in life. Words that would one day come true. In his student life, he came in contact with the Western intellectual tradition through the works of Kant, Hegel, Hume, and Herbert Spencer, to whom he had written a letter. The scientific ideas and nihilistic thoughts of Western thinkers shook to their foundation the religious beliefs he had inherited. They raised such a tumult in his mind that he despaired of any final answer. Raja Ram Mohan Rai, the founder of Brahmo Samaj, had broken away from the rituals, the image worship, and the priestcraft of Orthodox Hinduism. As an intellectually alive young person, Naren could not but be interested. He had joined the Samaj partly because of his sympathy with its program of social reforms. But this did not satisfy his deeper spiritual yearnings. Of a strong, positive cast of mind, he wanted to see the truth, face to face, and not merely hear talks about it. In those days, Keshab Chandra Sen was a renowned orator and religious leader of the Samaj. There were also men like Vijay Krishna Goswami, Shivnath Shastri, and others. They all spoke of a merciful God and delivered sermons learned and beautiful to hear. But Naren's hunger remained. The doubts lingered still. Does God really exist? If so, has he form? Or is he formless? Can he be seen? How? In his agony and despair, Naren went round the leaders of different sects in the city and its suburbs. He had a single and straight question.
Have you seen God? Have you seen God? Have you seen God?
But none could answer. At last he thought of going to Maharshi Devendranath Thakur, the venerable leader of the Brahmo Samaj. Devendranath was then staying in a houseboat on the Ganga. There went Narendranath unannounced. At the time, the Maharshi was in deep meditation, when Naren suddenly pushed open the door and stood before him, agitated but respectfully.
Sir, have you seen God?
No, my boy, but you have the eyes of a yogi. You should practice meditation. If a person like the Maharshi could not give a positive answer, then who could? Was there anything in religion after all? Obstinate questionings racked his youthful soul. But soon, relief would come from unexpected quarters. After a few days, one of his cousins, who had been watching his movements, Ramchandra Datto, told Naren, Naren, If you really wish to lead a spiritual life, you should go to Sri Ramakrishna at Documentry.
What? You ask me to go to that illiterate priest of Kali? What does he know? I have read Kant, Hegel, Hume, Spencer, and you now ask me to go to a man who does not even know how to write his own name.
But Naren, what is the harm in a visit? Ramchandra said. Even if you do not like the man, you may like the place. Argument indeed. One day, he went to Documentry and paid a visit to the temple of Kali on the eastern bank of the river, where Ramakrishna was then living. Sri Ramakrishna took to him at once. But Naren had other things on his mind, and after a few preliminaries, he shocked the assembled group by asking his inevitable question.
Sir, have you seen God?
Yes, I see him just as I see you here, only in a much intenser way. Yes, yes, God can indeed be realized like that. Not only that, you can talk to him, as I'm talking to you, for the first time. He was face to face with a man who said openly and without guile that he had seen God, and even talked to him. He had met his match, for Ramakrishna, though ignorant in the worldly sense of the term, had crossed the ocean of illusion and realized the supreme truth. He was a Siddha, an avatar, and he had already marked Naren for his own. Here the goddess Kali had revealed herself to her devoted child, Ramakrishna, and bestowed upon him all the divine grace of her transcendental wisdom. Kali, the mother goddess, has often been misunderstood in and out of India. The word Kali is derived from Kal or time. Hence, she is a symbol of death and destruction. In another and deeper sense, she is also the transcendence in which all mental ideas and forms disappear. In the inner view of things, she is a power of Brahman or reality. If, in one hand, she holds the severed head, in the other she offers boons and protection. Destroyer and preserver, Kali the mother is the goddess of the brave and the heroic. Quiet day. Krishna was seated on his bed, relaxed, when Naren entered and approached him. Ramakrishna was very glad to see Naren, as he always was. But the next moment, the saint had gone into a deep ecstasy. Then he muttered something and came closer and closer to where Naren was sitting. He stood up, still in ecstasy, and touched Naren's body.
Oh, what are you doing to me? I have my parents at home.
All right, all right. Let's rest now. Everything will come in time. And for a